Do you feel like your pelvic floor is not getting any stronger or that you're still leaking despite doing endless kegels? The adductors, pelvic floor, and abs share a fascial connection through the deep front line. What this means is that we can use adductor strengthening to help improve pelvic floor and lower ab strength. Abs also help with the last 30% of a max pelvic floor contraction. So strengthening particularly the lower abs can help support the lift and strength of your pelvic floor. So come join me on the ground as we explore an exercise that works on strengthening the adductors and the lower abs. I like thinking of this exercise as a side lying dead buck. We're thinking about where we're trying to stabilize the pelvis and just move the femurs in the socket. Now with laying on our side, we're going to have the added benefit of pelvic stability due to the compression that the ground applies onto the pelvis. We're also going to challenge the adductors more because we're having to lift the femur up against gravity and using those adductors. So let's go ahead and dive in and then we'll get into some troubleshooting. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on our side in a 90-90 position here with feet against a wall or surface. We're making sure that our top pelvis is stacked on top of the bottom and our rib cage is stacked on top of the bottom as well. What this is going to look like is having a vertical pants line and a vertical bra line. We don't want that hip drop one way or the other or that rib cage too flared up or drop down. We're also making sure that our rib cage is stacked over our hips and that we're not in this forward rib flare. We might even drop into a little bit of a C position to help connect with our abs a little bit more. So you're going to have your hand on your lower abs. We're going to inhale into your back, side, and hips and pelvic floor. You're going to exhale, feel those lower abs flatten and pre-brace, and then lift those knees up. Thinking about pushing that bottom knee into the top knee without losing that stacked pelvis or rib cage position. So I'm going to do it again for you. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. You should be really feeling those abs working and maybe a little bit of that bottom leg adductor. Now, if we have limited rib cage and pelvic stability, or we have limited interrotation of that bottom leg, what that is going to look like is we're going to lift up and kind of move our whole pelvis back. We're going to drop a hip. We're going to get creative in all different ways. So it can be helpful to build awareness by having a foam roller kind of vertically behind you here to help monitor that you're not lifting up and rotating that whole pelvis and that we're just isolating those femurs in the socket. We're making sure with those lower abs flattening that we're not bearing down or pushing out into those lower abs or that pelvic floor. And sometimes they just need a little bit of training with that pre-brace because they should be anticipatory muscles that lift up and flatten in response to movement. Getting that nice inhale down is going to help give it a good position to then contract and lift back up from to provide stability for our pelvis. Now, if you're limited in interrotation of that bottom leg, we can help out here by adding a yoga block underneath that bottom foot. What this is going to do is this is going to position that bottom femur into some extra rotation to give you some range to lift up into. So if you're finding that you're really struggling with that bottom foot on the ground, go ahead and put that yoga block underneath your foot. All same things apply, and then work from there with it. Now, if you find that that is still challenging, then it might be that we need to explore pelvis movement and femur movement to help improve the ability for our pelvis and core to stabilize with being able to move those legs. So I would check out some of the other helpful videos that we have here where we explore that topic. You might also need some beneficial work to your rib cage to help improve the rib cage mobility and position to also encourage the abs to be in a good position to engage for the movement here. In the end, you should end up feeling your abs working and some of that adductor working. And hopefully that helps bring some good kinetic awareness and connection to giving some more support to your pelvic floor that's not just about doing more kegels. If you found content in this video helpful, make sure to like and leave a comment. This helps others find the video as well as lets us know that you'd like more content like this. You can also subscribe to our channel or hit the bell icon to receive notifications for when we release new videos every week. If you're a fitness or movement professional looking for further education, check out our continuing education options in the description below. I'll see you in the next video.